Hi guys. Here's one product that I never use as a doctor or dermatologist. Waterproof mascara. In fact, I don't use any waterproof makeup at all. That is because 80% of waterproof mascaras and 60% of long-lasting makeup, including eyeliner and foundations and eyeshadow palettes, contain the forever chemicals PFAS. PFAS stands for per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. And these have been linked to obesity, infertility, and even cancer. And I feel like it is every day that I am hearing about new places that PFAS is showing up. And I've had to cut out my microwave popcorn and Teflon pans. And now I've had to cut out my eyeshadow palette. Yes, my eyeshadow palette has PFAS. So in this video, we're gonna delve into what PFAS are, or is, potential risks of these chemicals, their presence in cosmetics, and then what you can do to identify them and to protect yourself. I'm Dr. Abby Waldman. I'm a dermatologist at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. Let's get to it. So what exactly are PFAS? PFAS are a group of man-made chemicals, and they are used to make things waterproof and long-lasting. So think non-stick cookware and stain-resistant fabrics, which I know in my house we rely on a lot. And even the inner lining of microwave popcorn or pizza boxes are oil and water resistant. So basically like everything in modern society that makes it convenient and easy. In the cosmetic and skincare industry, PFAS is added to make things look shiny, to improve the texture of the product that you're putting on, and to make cosmetics waterproof and long-lasting. I mean, would it even be a wedding if you didn't have waterproof mascara? But unfortunately, you can't get something for nothing. And so that lipstick that does not come off on your sandwich does come with a price. So PFAS are referred to as forever chemicals because they break down very slowly or not at all, so they really can accumulate over time in the body. PFAS has been linked to various medical conditions, including obesity, hormonal disruptions, infertility, and even certain cancers like kidney, prostate, and testicular cancer. And there are ongoing studies evaluating PFAS' role in other broad range of cancers. Research shows that almost all of us in America have exposure to PFAS, with 95% testing positive for these chemicals. And they transfer over the placenta and through breast milk. Yikes! So if these chemicals are already all around us, do I really have to give up my precious eyeshadow palette? So the reason I think it's important is because you have a choice about what you put on your skin. And so if you have a choice between those products that contain PFAS versus those that are not, then you're not only making a decision that's protecting yourself and lowering your daily exposure, then you're also sending a message to these companies that you prioritize PFAS-free ingredients. And, you know, a lot of it really comes down to how often you're using the product, whether it's a risk or not. If you're using, waterproof mascara just on your wedding day, that's like having one cigarette in your entire life. It's really like a drop in the ocean. It's probably not going to have any effect. But a lot of times these products on the eyes and the mouth and the skin, we're using all the time. We're using them every day. Little bits getting in our mouths when we eat food. Half that lipstick is getting inside your body. Let's be honest. So whereas PFAS doesn't really absorb too well in the actual skin, the sites that I worry about the most really are the sites of mucosa, like the eyelid margin, and the lips, because those do absorb much more readily and more likely that you're actually going to ingest some of that PFAS. So we know that PFAS has been linked to many different medical problems, but some experts might say, well, is the little bit that you're getting via your cosmetics doing you any harm? And there's little research out there to really show how much you may be getting exposed from your cosmetics. But I will say this, that the US government is worried enough about PFAS in cosmetics that has issued the FDA to prepare a report about the risks of PFAS in cosmetics, and that's going to be over 3 years. So it will be out in 2025 or so. And in the meantime, a lot of cosmetic companies are already getting the message and they're phasing out PFAS. The European Union is already phasing out PFAS in cosmetics, and there are some countries that have completely banned its use in cosmetics. And these include the Netherlands, Germany, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. So how do you even go about identifying these toxic chemicals? Well, I found out the hard way that it is much easier said than done. So I think the easiest thing to do is first just check on this list to see if there are any of the products that you're already using that have been known and identified as containing PFAS. And so then the next step is then to go through your makeup and actually check to see if any of the ingredients are PFAS. And so the ingredients list is here. You can screenshot it if that's helpful. And that's actually how I identified that my Naked palette did contain PFAS, because it included the ingredient PTFE, which is polytetrafluoroethylene. And now I'm universally switched over to a product by Tarte. They do not contain any PFAS. This one's Tartelette in Bloom. So unfortunately, even after doing those steps, products can still contain PFAS as a byproduct of other ingredients. And so they might not be listed on the ingredients list, so which makes it really tricky. So this is where I really went down the rabbit hole, trying to check all my makeup, and you can see I have a lot of it. So I just went one by one and did a little Googling. That way I found out that my Thrive mascara is actually PFAS free, my lip gloss was PFAS free, and much of my remaining face makeup. So there was only one product that I had a hard time identifying. That was my Lancome liquid eyeliner, which I don't use all the time, but I do use a few times a week. So I did want to know. There's nothing online. I couldn't really find anything, and the ingredients were not really clear whether PFAS was included or not. And so I actually just sent a message to the company requesting more information. So just recently in 2022, the United States Food and Drug Administration recently passed the Modernization of Cosmetics Regulation Act of 2022. And this increases FDA oversight and transparency of cosmetic and skin companies. So hopefully this will make it a lot easier to quickly identify these chemicals, to increase transparency, and so that you won't have to go down the rabbit hole like I did. Because really, it shouldn't be that hard to figure out what is in the skincare and cosmetics that you're putting on your face. So I think if I could go back and do things differently, like if I was buying makeup for the first time going forward, the things I would do to avoid PFAS would be the following. I would research brands that prioritize transparency and openly disclose their ingredients list, choose products from companies committed to avoiding PFAS or using safer alternatives. And I would look for certifications saying it's PFAS free or clean beauty. So most companies don't do this, and it's certainly not foolproof, but lists of clean beauty like the one Sephora offers, I think at least help you kind of start so that it narrows down your options so that you know that what you're selecting from is less likely to contain harmful chemicals such as PFAS. And it also just indicates the brand's commitment to producing safe products. And then I think third, certainly you can just switch to an organic or natural skincare and cosmetics brand, which are less likely to contain PFAS. So as consumers, I do think it is crucial for us to be aware of the potential hazards of using PFAS in our cosmetics and skincare by staying informed and supporting transparent brands, making conscious choices. I think we can reduce our exposure to these harmful chemicals and to encourage the cosmetic industry to prioritize safer alternatives. Also, we can just help each other out by promoting and recommending brands and products that we know to be PFAS free. You could welcome to include them in the comments here for everyone to enjoy. I hope this was helpful. I'm Dr. Abby Waldman. Be well.